Alright, we are on the draw here. Match 3 of this league. Currently 1-1. Let's see what we can do. Opponent kept. We're going to keep 2 3 lands, Delver Visions, Bolt, Mandrills. Give it a go. See what's up on that side of the board. Inspiring Vantage, Smells Like Burn, Goblin Guide. Basically confirmed. We probably bolt this unless we have a Spell Snare. But now that they know about the Spell Snare, it loses almost all of its value. That actually is really good against Burn, though. We're going to Shock, because we almost certainly want to Bolt. And if we don't want to Bolt, we're casting Spell Snare. The opponent can go. Now, if they have a Boros Charm, we could get punished for trying to Bolt the Goblin Guide. What do we do? If they don't have Boros Charm, it doesn't matter. So if they Boros Charm to save the Goblin Guide, this can probably get the 4 damage in. Think I want to bolt this now? Yeah, let's bolt it now. I don't think holding up Spell Snare is worth it. The opponent's just going to attack with Goblin Guide. We might get a land. We also might just allow them to get information. Here's another Goblin Guide. I don't like this art. It was a Snapcaster Mage. I don't like this art. I have never seen this Magic Online promo. I'm used to this. That's the regular Zendikar art. I've seen the new Modern Masters art. That one's okay. I don't like this. Let's play this. Crack a fetch. Go down to 13. Not great, but what are you gonna do? Cast a Serum Visions. See if we can draw some good stuff and set up some better stuff. Tarmogoyf sounds nice, I must say. Bottom top. Think we're going to play out a Delver here, and we're probably just going to chump block, to be quite frank. The opponent's going to know we're getting a Tarmogoyf, but, I mean, we're getting a Tarmogoyf? So, does it matter? I don't think so. Don't think so. Here's a Sacred Foundry for the opponent. They found their second land. That, unfortunately, means the opponent's hand is full of gas. Sure, that's pretty good. Alright, the opponent's going to find out about Goyf. We're going to play the basic forest. Play Goyf, hold up Spell Snare, and let's see if... Well, we can't cast that yet. Let's see if we can stabilize some stuff. Maybe we should have just Snap Bolted. But I also like having Goyf because that means we don't have to worry about this Goblin Guide. They might go Goblin Guide, we block, like they attack, we block, they bolt Tarmogoyf. But in that scenario, I'm still kind of fine. We probably play out a land. There's not much downside to playing out a land. Which land do we choose? We also might get in with Tarmogoyf and play a Hooting Mandrills. We're going to have to be very wary of our life total if we plan on fetching to power out that Mandrills, though. Instant land, creature on the opponent's side. That means everything but Visions, and I kind of want Bolt for the Snapcaster Mage, is fair game. I'm going to start with Misty, in case we need the land to cast a Spell Snare, because I kind of want to Snap Bolt. Very much kind of want to Snap Bolt. I also kind of just want to get frisky. If we swing with Tarmogoyf. Okay, how bad does this get? Burn Spell into Burn Spell is what we're really worried about. We can't deal with 1 CMC Burn Spells because we can't counter them. So I don't actually care if they go like Bolt, Bolt, Lava Spike, Lava Spike. I mean, we're super dead in any scenario close to that. All they need are 3 1 CMC Bolt effects and we're out of this. But we can't stop any of those, so we're not going to play around them. Therefore, how do we kill the opponent as quickly as possible while possibly holding up this Spell Snare and not taking damage off of this Goblin Guide? If Goblin Guide connects, that means 2 1 CMC spells, burn spells, each of which would deal 3, because that's the going rate, are lethal. 2 connections from this and a Boros Charm. 2 Boros Charms, which is why I want to hold up Spell Snare. I might just go for the Snap Bolt. Means Goyf can attack very safely. I like Goyf attacking. On the other hand, we could just play out Mandrills to allow Goyf to attack. That play also gets a lot better when we fetch because it means more stuff in the graveyard. I kind of want to delve 3. Delving 3 is the sweet spot because it leaves the sorcery and the bolt in the bin after fetching. Think I'm going to take one of the attack lines. The opponent's not main decking Path to Exile in most likelihood. I kind of want to proactively fetch so that we aren't caught, let's say, off balance, or really with our pants down, basically, when we decide to fetch on their end step and then bam, Boros Charm to the face, which would be very unfortunate. So let's get in here with Tarmogoyf. See if we can close out this game. I think we're going to lead on Mandrills instead of the Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage is more versatile. Playing out Mandrills gives us a better attacker. Yeah, that's probably with almost complete certainty the better line. Mandrills instead of Snapcaster Mage. Let's fetch. Go to 7. It's risky, but you know what? What else are we doing? We're going to grab a basic island. Mandrills, 1, 2, 3. Land, creature, land. Keep that Goyf nice and healthy. Keep that bolt in the graveyard. Seems like a good idea. What do we got? Lightning Helix. That's a doozy. Do we counter that one? It's not as scary as a Boros Charm. They know we have Spell Snare, so they might just be holding on to more Boros Charms, stuff like that. Do you think we should counter this? If we take this damage and then they do have, say, 2 1 CMC burn spells, we're just dead. So, let's hope we're not. If they have Boros Charm, a land off the top, and a 1 CMC burn spell, we're still dead. But still not stuff we can play around. We could have stopped that Boros Charm, but at least we have the Snapcaster Mage, which unfortunately they know about, which isn't great. Simic Charm. Speaking of things that are not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, 4, 8, 11, Snapbolt. Snapbolt is 3 mana, Simic Charm is 2 mana. Oh, we can't fetch Shock. We almost had lethal. We were that close to having lethal. There is no light in between my 2 fingernails, the thumb and the forefinger. That's how close we were. 1 more point of life. Ah, shucks. What about... No, because Simic Charm is essentially just a bolt. We could bolt. I want Snap Snare, and I also want to kill this Goblin Guide. If we attack with just the Hooting Mandrills, yeah, that's about as fine. We have 2 turn lethal instead of 1 turn lethal. We're going to knock them down to 9, have stuff, and then go for the kill next turn. Might not be enough. A single 1 CMC burn spell beats us. The opponent's deck has a lot of those. We're probably dead. Couldn't do anything about that, though, I don't think. If you guys saw something, feel free to let me know. But don't think we had an option. The opponent's not attacking here. That makes sense. I could see going for it on the upkeep. We just drew a Lightning Bolt. Okay, well, if they don't have it, we do. Somebody wins. Who is it, opponent? They block there. Okay. Now this is interesting. If we go for the Simic Charm, this will deal 7 damage, and then Bolt is lethal. I also very much want to play around them having a Bolt, because they might just be sitting on it, waiting for us to go for our thing, and then they respond with their win. So I kind of don't want to go for the Bolt here, because if the opponent goes for it first, we get to... Oh, we don't have Snap Bolt. We don't have Bolt, Snap Bolt, because we only have access to 1 red source. I should have fetched on their end step. That was a misplay. In that case, we're going to go for the Simic Charm, since we need this damage. We need to get this damage in now because we only have the one red source, which means we can only bolt them once this turn cycle. That was a misplay. We should be at 2 with a stomping ground instead of a foothills. This smells like a bolt. Can't beat Boros Charm either from here. Well, they had the bolt, and they timed it properly. That's on me for not cracking this, I believe. We would have been at 2. We would have had a stomping ground. I wouldn't have gone for the Simic Charm. I would have just had them take 4. And then if they try to bolt us, we go for Bolt, Snap, Bolt. I wonder if that's good. I don't know. I'm not sure how that plays out. Anyways, we're on the play now. And that should help. At least a little bit. On the play against Burn. What do we want here? We want... Mountain would have been very handy to get that second red source out. Flash Freeze. 2 Huntmasters. Gain some life. Clog up the board. Now, I believe on the play, I only board in those. That is correct. We are also going to cut 1 Perilous Voyage, because that's going to do very little in all likelihood. 2... No, that's Tron. Okay, I was wondering why I was cutting 2 Lightning Bolts. That seemed off. A Vapor Snag and a Simic Charm. Don't want the bounce effect. Simic Charm isn't bad because reach. And 1 Thought Scour because you gotta cut some stuff. We've got 14 1 CMC blue spells, which is nice. We have 3, 6, 9... No, that's not how you math. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I counted Flash Freeze as the 9 instead of these Disrupting Shoals. 9 2 CMC blue spells to pitch to Shoal. Shoal, we're looking to pitch for 2 in most games. If they have a bunch of 1 CMC spells and they're just going to beat us on efficiency and tempo, we're going to hope we can Shoal for 1. Not cutting any burn spells. I think we want the Baubles. This is one matchup where I'd consider cutting Bauble, because Eidolon makes cantrips like this much worse than they are otherwise. Definitely want all of my Mandrills and the Goyfs. Snapcaster Mage seems pretty good. Think we're going to run it. Let's see how we do. Yes, we're going to be on the play. How good is this? We have a turn 2 Mandrills, if we want it. Otherwise, we're going to get an island and cast Serum Visions. We're going to keep. Either way, the hand looks great. So we play out Misty. Do I want to cast Visions? I think I do. Get a basic island. Cast that. We drew Huntmaster. We could have the 4th land if we want it, or we could have Stubborn Denial. If we have to pitch Thought Scour to Shoal, both of these look a lot worse. Don't think I want the Stomping Ground just yet. We have quite a few draw steps before we can even make the land drops to cast Huntmaster, so we're going to wait on that. Do I want Denial? Kind of. It's good with Mandrills. Yeah, let's do it. Go to the opponent. I think I like going for the Visions instead of the Thought Scour here, because with Shoal, Mandrills is going to come down turn 3 with little effort from our side. That's a Goblin Guide, and it's going to get Disrupting Shoaled. When you don't have removal, being able to Shoal Goblin Guides is great. Now, I think we're going to play this land tapped, since it's our green source. If we top deck something that can fetch out a basic forest, or possibly just a basic, we might not have to shock next turn to cast Mandrills, which is something I might like. Especially with the fetch, because that means we can fetch, cast Mandrills, and hold up Denial without having shocked on the previous turn, which is nice. That's going to happen. Do I have a land on top, perchance? Maybe a fetch? 2 Goblin Guides makes me happy to have shoaled the first. Makes me unhappy to have this denial in hand. Fetch, please. It's a bolt. Okay. That ain't bad. Not the worst. Could be better, not the worst. Alright. Don't think I'm going to go for the denial play. I believe what we're going to do is take one of these out, delve away the bin, and cast a Mandrills. Hopefully that holds them off well enough. They might just have a path here, which would suck, but then we take some damage and cast a Huntmaster, which sucks less. Smells... Nope, it's an Eidolon. That's actually pretty fine. Do I take damage to cast Goyf? I think so. That's probably worth it. We go down to 11, but then our board is better than their board. We might even decide to attack with Mandrills. I don't see them double blocking. That seems awful. Technically should have attacked with Mandrills before casting this, just in case it changes their decision. Land creature in the graveyard currently for Tarmogoyf. I think with Denial in hand I'm willing to swing. I imagine if they had a path to exile they would have cast it prior to playing out the Eidolon. Go to the opponent. Both of us are missing some land drops. Pretty par for the course. We both play fairly land light. Here's another Eidolon, and I think I'm actually quite okay with that. Our curve goes higher than their curve does, quite obviously. Which means we can get out of Eidolon triggers much better than they can. This is why I was talking about potentially not playing Bauble. I'm going to swing with this Mandrills because if they decide they want to take it out, they have to get an enchantment into the graveyard, which grows Tarmogoyf. That seems fine. Yes. Goyf's now a 3/4, and I kind of want to cast this, because that means Ferocious. Yeah, I'm going to play it. Stubborn Denial is probably worth more than the 2 damage. Sorry, the 2 life. They have a Rift Bolt on top. We're going to draw another card. Hopefully that gets us to Huntmaster sooner. It should. Rift Bolt in the exile zone. The opponent with another Rift Bolt in exile. Do we attack in that case? I might just want to attack into this, because they have a lot of burn spells. And I kind of want to put them under pressure. What are we going to draw? It's a Delver. Okay, we swing, they block, we play Delver and hold up Denial. If they don't block, we're probably in trouble. If we swing and they don't block, are we just going to die? Well, we get to cast Huntmaster. Let's play this land. We get to cast Huntmaster, which puts us to 11. We take 6 off of the Rift Bolts. Huntmaster gives us enough bodies to block this. I think we attack. We're at 5. They have 2 mana worth of burn spells. We can't Denial. No, we're at 4. They have 2 mana worth of burn spells. That's a little risky. If we don't play Huntmaster, we get to what? We get to Denial something. It's probably not as good, I don't think. Believe I want to attack here. If they do block, we're going to play Delver and hold up Denial. They did block. Let's play Delver and hold up Denial. Now wait, is that actually a good idea? If we hold up Denial, they have 2 Rift Bolts that are about to come off Suspend. So that's 6 damage coming at face. And I'm going to want Denial up. But instead, I could have Huntmaster, which gains me some life. Not as much as Denial. I think we play Delver and wait. The clock might be a little faster with Huntmaster out, though. If we go to 10, they Rift Bolt us twice. We're dead to Boros Charm. If instead we just play Delver and we hold up Denial, we get hit by 1 Rift Bolt, we're at 6. And then maybe we go to 5 cast Huntmaster. I think I like that a little more. The ceiling is better. Alright, Rift Bolts. Probably face. Don't think they're going to go for Delver here. The opponent probably has enough gas to go face. Second one's going to get denialed. Trigger ability happens. Exile Zone can be played. Now it's on the stack. Let's do this. Pay blue. Did they just have it? We're going to find out. They might just have enough burn spells. They already had quite a few creatures, so I wouldn't be surprised if their hand is a bunch of burn spells. They are missing land drops, so it's basically creatures or burn spells. Swift Spear. That's going to get chumped. Rift Bolt in exile. Oh, that's excellent. Second red source. How good are you? Not that great. I'd rather get an island in Delver Scry. Serum Visions. Reveal. Do I want to draw it? Kind of. Gonna be very good for next turn. This is a 6/7? Wow. That's big. That's big. Yeah, we're gonna draw that. Crack this. Get a basic island. These two can both attack quite safely because of the Huntmaster. The opponent's probably chump blocking Tarmogoyf here. Definitely want to get our clock on. Now, unfortunately, there is a Rift Bolt on suspend, which means we're basically at 2 right now. This Huntmaster is going to take us up to 4, but the opponent's got 2 cards in hand. So, well, it's us or them, basically. Question is, do they have it, or do they not have it? They're going to have 3 cards, and they're going to need either a Boros Charm or 2 other burn spells. Land plus Lightning Helix plus Bolt does it. They scooped. Fantastic. Alright, we're going to be on the draw for this final game of the match, and that's going to make things harder. Post-board is definitely better than pre-board. Now let's see. On the draw, I changed things up a little bit. We're going to cut a Snapcaster Mage to lighten our curve a touch. And we're going to board in a Pyroclasm. You guys notice how they had 3 Goblin Guides, 2 Eidolons, and a Swift Spear that game? Sometimes Burn just slams a bunch of small creatures, and it's very hard to keep up on the tempo. Pyroclasm can help with that. Does make Shoal for 2 a bit worse, but I think that's worth it. We're going to submit. See how this goes on the draw. Rug Delver versus Burn. Chart and Shoal Delver, by the way. I didn't mention it. That's on me, but it's in the title, so it's okay. This is a bad hand. They mulliganed, we mulliganed. We're going to keep this one. We have a Shoal. They went to 5. We won't. We're going to Shoal something, Tarfire something, eventually Visions. This Huntmaster is garbage. Mandrill's going to go to the bottom. What do we got? Sacred Foundry. Shock. Swift Spear. Do we take it? If we Shoal pitching the Visions so that we can hold up Tarfire, that means we don't get the Visions anyways, which isn't great. So we either Tarfire this on our turn, or I guess I kind of want to cast Visions, so maybe we don't even Tarfire it. It also depends on what we draw. We hit a land, which makes me a little happier to Tarfire this, because it means Visions is less crucial. Let's take that out before it can grow out of Tarfire range. I'd probably be willing to wait a little more on a lightning bolt. On a Tarfire, all they need is one instant speed spell and we get fizzled. Rift Bolt in exile, that's okay. Alright. Visions or hold up Mana Leak? Let's go for Mana Leak. Probably just going to counter that Rift Bolt. In all honesty, the opponent's missing land drops. I'm going to just stop as much damage as I can until we slam a Huntmaster. Counter this. If they have an Eidolon, we're in slight amounts of trouble. If they don't have an Eidolon, I'm not that worried. Lava Spike, worth shoaling. Think I'd rather Visions. Helps us hit Huntmaster sooner. I'll take it. We hit a land. Going to play the Foothills. So we can hold up, shoal, or cast Visions. Visions is a lot less important when we know we're casting Huntmaster, so I'm going to give up on that. We can now shoal for one without pitching Visions, though, so that's something. Yeah, we'll get the Forest. That's probably worth it. Shoal, hardcast, this, blue, blue, green. X is 1, that is correct. So the opponent stumbled on mana, which happens. Especially when you play a land-light deck like Burn or Delver. We're going to draw, it's a denial, not that relevant. Let's resolve Huntmaster before they can Skullcrack. That's the word. Skullcrack. Gain 2 life, make 2 dudes. Huntmaster's a 3-for-1 in this matchup when they don't Skullcrack it. Or a Tarka's Command, if they're running that. Oftentimes they don't these days, but if they are, it's a thing. Play around it. Bolt, yep. Very good decision on the opponent's part. However, still a 3-for-1. Let's Visions. See what we can gas into. Mandrills on top sounds great. Bauble I don't really care about at this point. In for 2. And these non-ferocious denials actually might do something. The opponent is land light enough that we could conceivably force spike things. Well, we're not force spiking that. Doesn't really matter to me though, because I have a Hooting Mandrills. We're going to get in for 2. They can block if they want. Cast this. Probably for 2 mana. Delve both lands. We can afford to delve both lands. Shoal isn't doing us any favors here. Huntmaster can go too. And we play this land. It's not really relevant. Go to the opponent. So, Hooting Mandrills has a CMC of 6. Eidolon can't touch CMC of 6. Makes Hooting Mandrills extremely good against Burn. Wow. That's not specifically fair. Well, that's a good block. I'm down for that. I'm also down for this. Do I want to delve away my entire graveyard? They have sorceries and instants. I don't need Mana Leak. Cancel. Let's get the mountain. Put an extra land in the bin. This is one thing that's nice about not running Traverse. I don't have to worry about it. We can delve much more liberally. Gonna leave Tarfire because it means Snapcaster Mage is lethal. Off the top. Only 1 in the deck, but still. Lethal off the top ain't bad. What do we got? Skullcrack. I'm going to say no thank you. We have another denial, and we're in probably a good enough spot that we can afford to just counter whatever comes up. Lava Spike. That one probably gets through. I mean, at this point, does it actually matter? The opponent's got 1 card in hand. We still have denial. I'd rather hit a path. I'm more liberal with denial when I have another denial. Visions. Going to cast. Bolt. And another bolt. Sweet. Pretty sure that means we win through anything. They could have a creature with flash that exiles one of my dudes. That's how they do it. Anyways, we took it against Burn. I like the Burn matchup. I think Rug's Burn matchup is probably the best for any Delver deck save Jeskai, because Jeskai plays white and thus has Helix for main deck, life gain, and more bolt effects, which is really good against the deck running Goblin Guides and Lava Spikes. However, Rug has this guy, who is a 4/4 big wall that gets over Eidolon. We have Denial, which is amazing. Obviously, we're running Bolts and Tarfire, which is more Bolts, which goes into the sort of Lightning Helix thing. Huntmaster is fantastic post-board. Sometimes the Burn player is just fast enough, especially on the play, where you play Huntmaster on your 4th turn, and then on their 5th turn, they just kill you, because they had enough creatures early on, and then just burn spells, bam, done. But oftentimes, Huntmaster does it, especially if you're able to interact early, which is the crucial thing against Burn. Make it to the mid-game, clog up the board, clock, counter their stuff, and take it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope to see you in the next one. 2-1 currently in this league. Looking pretty good. We had some fun. I'm liking it. Let's get another one in. Probably not going to finish the league today, but that doesn't... well, I mean, I guess it kind of matters to you guys, because that means you get the content less soon. But by the time you're hearing me telling you that I'm not playing Magic, you're already getting all of the Magic that I played. So, doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'm going to head into the next match.